Hola, once again, it's Black Vader, aka I am Michael, with another reading for the code. You can get the code at producejustice.com. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're going to continue to go into Area 8 Sex, and we're going to talk about anti-sex slash anti-gender slash homosexuality, gay, lesbian. It's on page 341. So as long as we're on code each and every day, even if it's like the Bible, man. You take one page out of it, you stick with that page. You take all the pages, you stick with it. You know what I mean? You pass it on to someone else, then we all end up being on code, and that's how the game works. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who's a part of this, who's reading, watching, whatever y'all doing in the background, whatever y'all doing, cooking, cleaning, being constructive. I just want to say thanks to everyone, and God bless everyone who's a part of this. So let's continue. 341. Anti-sex, anti-gender, gay, homosexual / lesbian. The white supremacists do all that they can to help promote confusion among non-white people. They have found that one major way of confusion, weakening, and controlling non-white people is to promote homosexual or lesbian anti-sexual acts among and between them. The white supremacists do this to make it easier to dominate and mistreat them in all areas of activities: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, and war/counter-war. Many non-white males function as so-called homosexuals, anti-sexuals, in an attempt to compensate for their fear of racism and fear of racist man and racist woman, white supremacists collectively. Many non-white males fear having to pretend manhood when confronted with the possibility of opposing racist men and racist women for some reason or another. They sense a danger in even acting like men when in the presence of white men or white women who may be racist. They therefore choose to escape the test of manhood in its popular socio-material sense, and instead present themselves before white people as mannish boys or as imitation females. These non-white males believe that appearing before the awesome white nation as females, the white supremacists will consider them to be more of an amusement rather than a potential threat. In a socio-material system dominated by the white supremacists, the supreme and only functional test of so-called manhood for a non-white man is the manner in which he conducts himself in his interaction with racist man and racist woman, by speaking and acting as entertainers or as some form of sexually weak or confused servant. Many non-white males seek to make themselves exempt from the direct hostility of the white supremacists. Many other non-white males attempt to avoid this hostility by pretending to be female. They then pretend to act as if their reason for existence is to participate in a series of trivial fads, fashions, fun, and girly games. And there is no need to be concerned about the questions of manhood as it relates to white supremacy and the production of justice. Racist men and racist women have found that the system of white supremacy is made stronger when non-white people participate in, glorify, and or support homosexual and or lesbian acts. In addition, racist men and racist women generally regard non-white males who function in a manner of eunuchs as being greatly qualified servants to the system of white supremacy. The degenderization of many non-white people is one of the major strategies that the white supremacist racists use against the non-white people of the known universe. It is logical to expect racist men and racist women, white supremacists collectively, to do everything that they can to prevent non-white males and females from evolving into universal man and for universal woman. Therefore, during the existence of white supremacy racism, there is reason to believe that racist man and racist woman may or may not produce and or promote many so-called sexual categories that may or may not seem strange, harmless, or harmful. If they do this, there is reason to believe that they do so in order to expand, refine, and make more effective the sexual confusion that they promote among the non-white people of the known universe. Some of these additional sexual categories that the racist white supremacists promote may have titles similar to some of the following: all sexual, alter sexual, art sexual, Balkan sexual, beyond sexual, blessed sexual, bovine sexual, capital sexual, carny sexual, casual sexual, century sexual, charity sexual, church sexual, closet sexual, comfort sexual, common sexual, conglomerate sexual, contrasexual, corpus sexual, cougar sexual, countersexual, cross-sexual, psychosexual, democrisexual, devisexual, disexual, donor sexual, econosexual, edusexual, equisexual, equine sexual, evansexual, exotic sexual, explore sexual, fear sexual, feline sexual, femgazasian, flash sexual, flaunt sexual, flexi sexual, fornica sexual, free sexual, fun sexual, gigolo sexual, half sexual, health sexual, hybrid sexual, hypersexual, intersexual, just sexual, kinsexual, mass sexual, master sexual, match sexual, maxi sexual, masaga sexual, mixed sexual, monosexual, morph sexual, multisexual, mutant sexual, nanny sexual, natural sexual, necrophilia sexual, necrophobia sexual, non-sexual, normal sexual, nymphosexual, asexual, off-sexual, omnisexual, oral sexual, ordained sexual, or orgy sexual, other sexual, outer sexual, pansexual, pedophile sexual, perfect sexual, pimpsexual, polyasexual, polysexual, polysexual, polyasexual, that's the last one, private sexual, prolificexual, quadsexual, queer sexual, quest sexual, radical sexual, religisexual, royal sexual, sacred sexual, pseudosexual, scatter sexual, scramble sexual, scrap sexual, secular sexual, septisexual, sociosexual, Sodom sexual, solicit sexual, Solamic sexual, supersexual, surrogate sexual, torture sexual, transsexual, trisexual, trocasexual, true sexual, unisexual, unnatural sexual, vulgar sexual, war sexual, whore sexual, word sexual. There is reason to believe that a substantial part of the white supremacist racial sexual confusion strategy is to promote the concept that the vagina of the non-white female is of little or no value in the world of future sexual classifications. Since the beginning of the system of white supremacy, the white supremacists have consistently worked to disrupt and confuse any commitment by nature that attracts the non-white males and females to each other sexually in a constructive manner. Therefore, according to compensatory counter-racist logic, the practice of compensatory counter-racist sexuality and counter-racist genderism, sexual intercourse, and or sexual play between non-white males with non-white females exclusively is the best and correct procedure to evolve, morph, and or mutate into non-white people fulfilling the basic concept of universal man, and with for universal woman, people who practice justice and correctness. Note, it is important that counter-racist sexuality be recognized and supported as a most natural and major activity in opposing the racist sexual confusion strategy. Counter-racist sexuality supports the sexual evolution of universal man and with for universal woman. Question: what is the basic reason that no non-white person should say or do anything that helps to promote or support homosexuality and lesbians' anti-sexual acts? Answer: the white supremacists have shown by their deeds that they are in favor of non-white people engaging in homosexual and or lesbian anti-sexual acts, because they know that such acts between and among non-white people greatly help to maintain, expand, and or refine the system of white supremacy racism by producing and glorifying greater destruction and confusion among and between the non-white people. This should be expected. Notes: racist men and racist women will do whatever is required that will cause and promote sexual confusion and or any kind of non-constructive activity between non-white males and non-white females. Racist men and racist women do or say things in a manner that directly or indirectly results in contempt, distrust, discourteousy, disregard, animosity, and violence between non-white males and females. Racist men and racist women do not intend to have non-white people behave as anything other than monsters and or monstrosities in all of their interactions. They are opposed to non-white people evolving into universal man and with for universal woman. Question: why do many white supremacists, racist men and racist women collectively, directly or indirectly approve of homosexuality and lesbian activity between and or among non-white persons? Answer: because many white supremacists have concluded that such acts involving non-white people will best help to weaken and confuse non-white people, thereby making it easier to dominate and mistreat them. Question: according to compensatory counter-racist logic, what are the basic statements to make in regards to white supremacy as it pertains to sex, sexual intercourse, lesbianism, and or homosexuality, anti-sexuality? 1. According to compensatory counter-racist logic, white supremacists sometimes speak and or act to promote anti-sexual, homosexual, or lesbian intercourse between and among non-white people for the purpose of promoting sexual conflict and confusion between non-white males and non-white females. The white supremacists do this for the greater purpose of maintaining, expanding, and refining the system of white supremacy racism. 2. According to compensatory counter-racist logic, there is no reason to believe that anti-sexual intercourse, homosexuality, or lesbian intercourse is an improvement over male-female sexual intercourse. 3. During the existence of white supremacy racism, any promotion of sexual intercourse, sexual play, or homosexual anti-sex acts between a white person in any way includes a non-white person is an act of direct racist aggression by the white person against all non-white persons. 4. Any promotion of conflict by a white person that in any way results in non-white males and females speaking or acting in a manner that does unjust harm one to another is an act of direct racist aggression by the white person against all non-white person. Number 4, one more time, I messed up. Any promotion of conflict by a white person that in any way results in non-white males and females speaking or acting in a manner that does unjust harm one to the other is an act of direct racist aggression by the white persons against all non-white persons. Question: can a person who practices anti-sexual, homosexual, or lesbian acts be effective in helping to end racism, white supremacy, and helping to produce justice? Answer: a person who commits anti-sexual acts can be effective in helping to end racism, white supremacy, but he or she cannot be effective to produce justice in the absence of racism until he or she stops committing anti-sexual acts that directly or indirectly hinder the evolution functioning as a universal man and with for universal woman. Explanation: it is possible for a non-white person to mistreat another non-white person and at the same time be effective in doing something that helps to end racism, white supremacy. However, it is not possible for any person to mistreat any person and at the same time produce justice. Balance between people. A person who commits an anti-sexual, homosexual, or lesbian act that involves a non-white person is not helping to produce justice. He or she is helping to maintain non-justice, non-balance between people. All anti-sexual, homosexual, or lesbian acts are acts of acute insanity. No act of insanity helps to produce justice. All acts of insanity help to support non-justice and confusion. It is possible for a person to do things that help in racism and during the same general period do other things that work against promotion of justice, particularly in sexual manners. For example, a person who helps to save a non-white person from being killed by a white supremacist has done something that may have helped end white supremacy, and that same person may help to continue the promotion of non-justice. Imbalance between people by having sexual intercourse with his kin sister, his kin daughter, or his kin senile aunt. These acts will not prevent that person from doing things that are effective against racism, white supremacy. In matters of justice, all acts between all people are interrelated. Therefore, any attempt by a person to have sexual intercourse with another person of the same sex is a non-just act. These acts are not correct, whether racism exists or not, if they directly or indirectly hinder the evolution of non-white people into functioning as universal man and with for universal woman. Let's see. God damn, he's going in right now. Okay. Which is the best and correct way to describe the behavior of people who participate in homosexual, anti-sexual practices? Answer: such persons are acutely insane during that period when he or she is engaging in homosexual, anti-sexual act. Question: Why so? Because a male who seeks fun, satisfaction, and or affection from another man by inserting his penis into the mouth or anus of a male or animal, or by receiving in his mouth or anus the penis of a male or animal, is during the period of insertion or reception an acutely insane person. In matters of sex or anti-sex, the person is acutely insane when he or she willfully, deliberately, or uncontrollably commit acts that are, in effect, extremely out of balance between both mentally and physically with the production of a correct relationship between male and female persons, universal man, and with for universal woman. Question: are people who engage in so-called homosexual, anti-sexual acts more insane than people who do not? Answer: yes, but they are more insane, acutely insane, only while actually engaging in such acts. No, during the existence of white supremacy racism, and according to counter-racist logic, no person in the known universe can function in a manner that is just and correct, sane in any area of activity. Question: what are the best and correct things to say when someone says to you that he or she is gay, lesbian, and or homosexual? Answer: ask the following questions. 1. What exactly is gay, lesbian, homosexual? 2. What exactly does a gay, lesbian, homosexual do or say that nobody else does or says in regards to each area of activity? 3. By doing or saying only what so-called gay, lesbian, homosexual does or says, exactly what problems will be solved between and among the non-white people of the known universe, and which areas of activity? 4. How will non-white people be helped to evolve into universal man and with for universal woman? To minimize confusion in regards to offering your opinions and suggestions involving sexual matters as well as racial matters, be willing to explain your reason and or purpose for all that you say. Explanation: during the existence of white supremacy racism, and according to compensatory counter-racist logic, the things that people do or not do in the matters of sex, homosex, and or lesbian sex, anti-sex, greatly affects what people do, not do, or will do in matters of race, racism, and or counter-racism. Question: what is the best and correct thing to say about those white people who choose to engage in homosexual and or lesbian acts, but only with white people? Nothing, unless there is reason to believe that the white supremacist racists have a plan to use these acts in helping to maintain, expand, or refine the system of white supremacy. Question: what is the correct thing to say when a person says that he or she can do nothing to stop wanting to engage in homosexual or lesbian acts? Say, if this is true, then it is logical to believe that a person can do nothing to stop wanting to engage in sexual acts with pigs, sheep, goats, cows, dogs, or engage in sexual intercourse with her kin persons or with infants. If you are a female, do not wish that you could be a male or pretend to be one. If you are a male, do not wish that you could be a female or pretend to be one. No. According to compensatory logic, sexual attraction between people can only be between a male and female. It is incorrect to identify sexual attraction as anything else. Other attractions are other attractions. They are not sexual attractions. Question. Is it correct to persecute or poke fun at people because of their homosexuality or lesbianism, anti-sexual activities? No. However, as long as the system of white supremacy racism exists, it is incorrect for any non-white person to help promote or glorify any homosexual or lesbian acts involving any non-white person. This might be the one I put in the description. Question. How should a non-white person regard homosexual or lesbian white people who say that they want to help non-white people? Answer. Non-white people should be willing to accept help from any person who offers help that is of constructive value. The help that is accepted, however, must never include the promotion of homosexual or lesbian anti-sexual activity. In addition, any white person who directly or indirectly deliberately produces or supports homosexual or lesbian activity between non-white people should be regarded as a racist, white supremacist, or a racist suspected white supremacist. Question. What is one or the most important things that you should not do if you are a person who promotes or practices homosexuality or lesbianism, anti-sex? Do not seek to promote or practice homosexuality or lesbianism, anti-sex, under the guise of trying to end racism, white supremacy, or trying to produce justice, balance between people. Speak and or act in support of homosexual or lesbian acts only after all of the white people of the known universe openly, continually, and exclusively engage in such acts, and only with each other. 2. It is proven beyond a reasonable and scientific doubt that all such acts are in every way and at all times superior to and more constructive than male-female sexual intercourse and or sexual play. 3. It is proven beyond all reasonable and scientific doubt that all such acts are in no way and at no time, either directly or indirectly, helping to produce or promote a harmful effect on any person, creature, or thing, and in no way, at no time, hindering the production of justice and correctness, universal man, and with 4, universal woman. 4. It is proven beyond all reasonable and scientific doubt that all such acts are in no way, at no time, either directly or indirectly, helping to maintain, expand, and or refine the practice of white supremacy racism. Question. What is the correct thing to say about homosexual or lesbian, anti-sexual people who adopt children? Answer. Say as long as white supremacy exists, the only children that should be so-called adopted by homosexual and or lesbian people should be white children. Explanation. There is reason to believe that during the existence of white supremacy racism, a white person that is adopted by a homosexual or lesbian would be less confused and less abused than a non-white person who was adopted by those same people. The system of white supremacy racism, by its very existence, is a form of racist confusion and racist child abuse against all non-white people. I think that's hot. Okay. I think that's good. But thanks to everyone who's reading a code with me. We're done for today into homosexual, gay, lesbian acts and stuff. I'm not going to give my opinion. I'm just going to continue to read the code. But thanks for everyone who's been here for over 30 minutes. This is longer than usual, but, you know, I really believe it had to be said. We're almost done, you know. I think I should probably just continue to read next time and just let it fly. But as of right now, like, we're almost done with Area 8, and it's been a journey. But I just want to say thank you for everyone who's a part of this, who's a part of reading the code and doing what they can do each and every day. God bless everyone for staying on code. Let's continue to stay on code the way that we can. You can get the book at producejustice.com. And we're almost finished. I'm not going to stop until we're finished, man. You know, like, that's my main goal, is just continuing to go. Even if I help one person be on code, you know, that's a snowball effect, you know, and hopefully that snowball turns into an avalanche, because the code has hit me like an avalanche in some ways, and I just want to, you know, bring the rain. So God bless everyone who's a part of this. God bless you, your family. Let's get this money. Let's stay on code. Let's you know, do what we can do for all of us that's trying to destroy the system of white supremacy and replace it with a system of justice and love. So God bless everyone who's a part of this. It's Black Vader, aka I am Michael. Peace.